Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans of Autism Hangout, and thank you for tuning into this Autism Hangout special report. Every day, more people on the spectrum are proving they can find success in life. The good news is a lot of it comes down to attitude, and many of these successes are looking to tell others of their methods for finding that success. These autism mentors can take many forms. Today's guest is an author looking to help women on the spectrum lead safe lives. Here to talk to us today about the Independent Woman's Handbook for Super Safe Living on the Autism Spectrum is author Robyn Steward. Welcome, Robyn. It's nice to have you here.
Hi, thanks very much for having me.
You know, I'm so excited about your book because you're showing the compassion that you have inside of you to help other people. Now, the book is about helping women, at least that's in the title, but can this also help men that are worried about living a safe life?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that the great thing about writing for people on the spectrum is that whilst there are some things that are very gender specific, and as we know from Rudy Simone's work and other people like Tony Atwood and Judy Gould, that definitely women on the autistic spectrum do have particular challenges which may be different to males on the spectrum. Mm-hmm. And obviously if you're transgender, then of course you're also going to have a unique set of challenges. But there are many things that will work for people regardless of your gender.
Mm-hmm. You had 10 chapters in this book, 10 specific topics. How did you go about choosing those particular topics?
Well, the way this book came about was that I met with the editor at Jessica Kingsley, and we discussed the main issues that might affect people's lives. So we just went through life, really. As one of the things I was thinking about was Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, because that's a concept album which talks about various different areas of life, like money, for example, and time, and so that's kind of. I was sort of thinking about it in that way, I suppose, kind of that each chapter would be a concept. So after some brainstorming and also from meeting Carol Povey at the National Autistic Society, we came up with, there's 9 areas, and then there's a 10th chapter which is sort of general areas. Mm-hmm. And then I surveyed non-autistic women and women on the spectrum to see kind of what their levels of difficulty were in particular areas and how I might provide useful information to them.
Mm-hmm. You know, what's so much fun about this is you took such a hands-on approach. You talk about your own situation, and then in every single chapter you allow for people to put in their specific responses and their specific situation. So as somebody goes through this book, they can actually assess themselves through each individual chapter, but you didn't just stop there. You put an interactive section in the appendix too.
The way I feel about a lot of books that are written for people on the autistic spectrum is that they are written to just say what the problem is, and maybe they'll offer some solutions, but actually as someone on the autistic spectrum, I've found from my own experience and working with other people as a mentor that you need to help the person to understand why they have a difficulty in a particular area. So for example, there's an activity in chapter 1 which is about friendships and it's about intentions, understanding people's intentions. And so the book previously talks about theory of mind, and also talks about that this can make people vulnerable, and then there's an activity with answers at the back of the book, so you have a chance to see, you can kind of gauge how you do at thinking about particular situations, and that might then allow you to think, well actually I didn't know many of the possible answers to this, maybe I should go and ask other people, or maybe I should read more about this. Mm-hmm. So I think that taking a kind of mechanical view of this and trying to break it down to small pieces instead of just saying you are autistic and you have a deficit, because I think that's quite negative. So I think trying to take on an approach that would allow people to learn about the difficulties they may or may not have, mm-hmm. and then how they can overcome them sounds positive to me.
Robyn, you have such an exceptional mindset, and you're actually an exceptional human being. Can you talk a little bit about the things that you do? Like, for instance, I know you train people that are on the autism spectrum. You work with them, but you're also an artist.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So most of my work is training professionals who work with people on the autistic spectrum. Mm-hmm. So I started training teachers, And now I train a really wide range of professionals, so ranges from teachers, learning support assistants, to nurses, doctors, psychologists, anybody really that works with people on the autistic spectrum. I've probably trained them. And I also provide mentoring to others on the spectrum, because I felt that it was really important, and my training wasn't just about what my experience was, or even just from meeting other people. I actually had to understand how other people on the spectrum thought, because we know how diverse the spectrum is, and when you met one person, then that's just one person. Everyone is so different. So by working with people on the spectrum as a mentor, I learned really firsthand just how different everyone is, but also how you adapt different strategies for different people's needs. And I think that that's incredibly important. And I'm like you said, I'm an artist. The painting behind me is something I painted. I paint with my fingers. And I'm also a musician. I've worked with another person on the spectrum, Mark Tinley, or Ty Wharton, who is, he's worked with Duran Duran and the Dandy Warhols as an engineer and producer, and we've made some music.
The name of the book is The Independent Woman's Handbook for Super Safe Living on the Autism Spectrum, Jessica Kingsley Publishing. And Robyn, where can people go to get more information about the book?
Well, you can go to my website, which is www.robynsteward.com. That's Robyn with a Y, and Steward is Steward. You can also go to Jessica Kingsley's website, which is jkp.com, and also Amazon.
Excellent. Robyn, thank you so much for putting this book together.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much for having me on the Autism Hangout. I've watched it for several years, and I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. And thank you, Autism Hangout. I'll be back again soon with another special report.